Welcome to Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, your guide to mastering the realm of real estate in Central East Florida. I am Sir Lancelot Leonard, ready to uncover the secrets of seller strategies, home staging, mortgage mastery, and more. From Daytona Beach to Cocoa Beach, Lake County to St. Augustine, join me as we navigate the intricacies of real estate. As the leader of the Sir Lancelot Group at Florida Homes Realty and Mortgage, I'm here to arm you with knowledge and innovation, whether you're a seasoned homeowner or a first-time buyer, unveiling the kingdom of real estate, one roundtable at a time. Please allow me to welcome the man behind the camera, the one and only Lucas Lustik from our fair city of Port Orange. Welcome, Lucas. How's your day going so far?
Good.
Awesome. So just so everybody knows, Lucas is my photographer in the real estate world. He shoots all my houses, aerials and floor plans and all sorts of stuff. And we're going to talk about real estate photography today. And we're going to ask Lucas a bunch of questions. So the first question is, what inspired you to start Sure Thing Photography and specialize in real estate photography?
Well, I started photography back in high school. I got hurt during sports, couldn't play sports, so I had to do something other than PE and sports. Went into photography, liked it. I had an internship with NASCAR, went away from that, and came back up and like, why not do real estate? Was growing at the time, and my cousin was doing it out in Texas, so I went out there, had a quick tutorial on what to do, and 7, 8 years later, here I am.
7, 8 years later. So 7, 8 years, that's a long time in the business and successful and all of that as well. That's incredible. You know, not a lot of people make it in your business in real estate photography. It's a special niche, and you get to meet a lot of special agents and their teams and everything. So how do you think professional photography impacts the success of a real estate listing?
It's definitely, your first showing is online now. It's no more the person comes to the agent wanting to look for a house, not being able to go and see a house without the agent. Now everyone's going on Zillow, Redfish, or all the other marketing areas, and they're seeing what they want. Then they're going to the realtor, and I want to get into this house. So if your pictures online aren't the best quality, someone's going to look over the house, and it could be a great house if it has bad pictures.
Mm-hmm. So it's really important and vital in our business and it's basically your first impression nowadays is online, and being online, representing with the proper pictures. So I know you do multiple kinds of pictures. What do you do exactly for a package for a realtor if you do everything for them?
You're looking at interior, exterior pictures, common grounds, playgrounds or pools, community pools. You get aerials, 3D virtual tour, floor plan that gives you the dimensions of the rooms, and occasionally some videos.
So for aerials, what do you use? Do you do it from a ladder, or how do you take aerial shots?
I use a DJI Mavic Pro 3. And the big thing with the drones and the aerials, if your photographer's not licensed, it could be a big problem for you down the road.
So it could be a problem for a realtor as well as the photographer, or just the realtor? Yeah.
For both parties.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? So what is it? What do you need to be able to shoot professional pictures?
By law, if you want to profit from the pictures from a drone or aerials, someone has to be FAA certified. You have to take the course, learn all their laws and rules. If you're not certified and you crash the drone or fly it into a helicopter like just happened around here, the FAA will come after the pilot and the person that hired him.
What sorts of fines do you think this entails? Do you know?
It could be anywhere from a couple hundred to 10,000. Depends on what happened.
The damage or the violation of the law?
The damage of it, the violation. I know, like at the flea markets out here, someone flying the drone flew it into the helicopter. It caused 75,000 in damage to the rotors.
Wow. So that was also so that basically entailed a civil suit besides the FAA going after the drone operator. The helicopter company also sued the drone operator, I'm guessing, for the damages of the $75,000 rotor.
I would assume so. Like I'm licensed and insured. So if I do crash the drone or something happens, I have like, I want to say it's 500,000 liability.
Hmm.
So if I can't pay you, if I don't have insurance, then the owner is going to go to the realtor, which would end up going to the broker and so forth.
So
Uh,
yeah, definitely goes up the Dixie chain there.
yes.
For sure, for sure. That's awesome. Thank you for that. That's something that people don't think about. Is like how many certifications or our people need that work on our teams. Like as a realtor, we do have our licenses and everything, but we do hire a lot of people who we call our team. Amongst them is our photographers. And a high certification for our photographers, I'm sure the FAA licensing is not easy to get. I mean, it's probably a lot of book work and everything to get that,
I'm I'm one step closer to flying an airplane
basically. Yeah.
because it's more of flying a plane than it is flying a drone. I would probably say it's 90% of flying a plane, talking to an airport, reading a map, everything that I would never do with a drone, but you would with a plane.
But yeah, what you would do with the plane, correct. Awesome. Well, that's great information on that end. Can you share some memorable success stories where your photography significantly boosted a property visibility and sale by any chance that people are like, wow, those are outstanding. We came here because of your photos. Have you ever heard any stories like that from any of your realtors?
I haven't specifically heard it, but I know the better I can show your house, the quicker it'll sell. I've had houses that go on the market and go under contract in 3 days. Is it because of my pictures? Is it because of the location? I think it'd be all of it tied into one. Like I said, if your pictures aren't good online, you're going to have less traffic.
That's definitely a topic we're gonna touch on a little bit. Actually, we could touch on it right now. So let's compare, say, your photos to an iPhone that an agent goes out and takes pictures with. So I know you have certain angles, quality, megabits, whatever they call them. Can you elaborate on that? And lighting and what else you do for your realtors as well? Because I know out of personal experience that you go above and beyond. Talk to me about that.
Well, the big difference between an iPhone and the camera I'm using, I have a wide angle lens. A lot of the new phones, you can get a wide angle lens. You can make a cell phone, an iPhone look as good as a professional camera. You just have to know how to edit it, how to light it, and do all the settings, which I can't do. It's much easier to manipulate a picture on my camera through my software on the computer than I can do on my cell phone. I know there are some photographers that can do it. The big thing is a wide angle lens. Without it, your rooms won't look big. Small rooms going to look very small. You know, like you were saying with the lighting, the biggest thing is making sure that all the lights are on to make the house as bright as you can to match what's outside the window. Otherwise, your window, you're not going to see what's outside the window as well.
I notice when we go to shoot houses, we always open all the shades as well, and all the blinds, turn up all the lights and everything. So that's probably part of the success of these pictures. I know you recommend to get, what kind of light bulbs do you recommend to get for the homeowners that would like to get a professional photographer to come out and shoot their houses to change out in their light fixtures?
That all depends. Like if your house is a whites and grays, like a lot of newer houses are, you want something like in the 5,000 Kelvin range. It's going to be more of a white color. If you go below that, they start turning yellow, then real bright yellow. And on a white walls, it's going to look like you have tan walls. If your house is like reds and tans, you can play with the yellower lights, the 3,500 Kelvin, the 4,000. That's not going to change much because your room's already tan. You know, similar colors. Biggest thing, have them all the same color. Don't have a white light and a yellow light in your bathroom over your sink because it's going to show in the pictures. With the software and the cameras, I can get rid of one color. You can't get rid of both colors unless you want it black and white. You know, I go around, I turn all the lamps on. Anything with a light bulb, I'll turn on. One, it'll eliminate dark spots in a room or a dark corner. The other thing, it'll show all your wall sockets work. Your ceiling fan lights turn on. It shows in the picture that you don't have an electrical problem. If you go through and you see one lamp that's turned off and everything else is turned on, then homeowner or the buyer wants to think, does the lamp broke? Is the wall plug broke? And so forth.
Definitely that comes up in what could be wrong. Why isn't that light on compared to all the other ones? That's a biggie. So you say 5,000 Kelvin plus for lighter colored walls like grays and whites, and 3,500 to 4,000 on tan or yellowish wall colors would be sufficient enough. 5,000 plus Kelvin is bright light. You know, I always say to my clients that once you have decided to put it on the market, it's not your house anymore. So you have to think with that mentality. And if it's not your house anymore, what will showcase your house the best possible way? And
Yes.
changing out simple light bulbs is a minimal investment, but on a showing or on photos, it will come out so much, and it's so important. No, Lucas.
Yes. I mean, if you have the 4,000 Kelvin lights in, they put off a yellow and they're not as bright. Even if you put a 60 watt, 100 watt in, it's still not going to be as bright as what a 45 or 5,000 Kelvin would be. So you're going to make your room look smaller by making it look darker.
Okay, so darkness equals smaller. That's a big takeaway here. So you want to always brighten up the rooms because, as we know, when you wear black, you look skinnier. Same thing in the room. When the room's darker, it will look skinnier or smaller in our instance, which is not the best. What we want to reach a big look. We want it to look bright and want it to seem larger than life for all the rooms. And that's what a high Kelvin count on a light bulb will get as an effect. So tell me a little bit about how you prepare for a property photo shoot. What do you do at home? I know you've been doing this for 8 years, and this is a question coming in a curveball here. But what did you do in the early days of your career, let's say? Because now you're prepared, basically. Bag goes in the trunk and you're off. But in your early days, you're probably figuring out, because you had different cameras and everything back then as well. Like, how did you prepare for a photo shoot? And then when you got there, besides turning on all the lights and opening the windows and all that, what else do you do? Because I know you do more than that.
Used to, I'd go in, I would have a notebook, basically a cheat sheet. So I go through and I take pictures at different exposures and look at them through the camera to see which would work. Definitely took a lot more pictures just to make sure I got what I wanted, or I could take pictures from different groups and add them together to get a final picture that was worth turning in, basically. Now it's all saved on the camera. I go in the house, I put it on setting 1, it's for interior, setting 2 is exterior, 3 would be if the house is very dark, like no power or a warehouse. So it's just the settings are already saved in there, and I just go through, and it's much quicker now than it was starting out.
Definitely. I mean, these are the so-called Lutzes of photography, I guess.
Yes, definitely. I want to say easier, but it's quicker.
So I know we don't want to go too technical, but like a setting 1 for indoor, would you do a high exposure? Would you do like wide? Of course, you're doing wide angled lens, but is it like, I know the lens opens up is really important for a good photographer.
Yeah, like I shoot HDR, so it's brackets. So I shoot, say 1 under exposure, 1 at what it should be, one over exposure. Then it goes into the computer and it stacks them and it processes it as 1 image. So that way I get the darkest of darks and the bright. So I get both ends.
Okay, so basically you get to work with, because today's age cameras, digital cameras take 3 different kind of pictures at the same time, and then they combine it and give you the best result possible. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. That's good to know. Also, I know this is not really your job, but you do it for me, and I know you probably do it for all the other agents too. You stage a little bit for us.
Yes, I will move things out of the rooms to make them less cluttered. If there's an office chair, even though it might be a little desk in a bedroom, getting rid of a big old office chair makes the room look bigger. Hide the remotes.
Dog bowls.
Yeah, dog
Dog
bowls,
beds.
cat boxes. No one likes to see that you have an animal. I clean it up as much as I can
But
to just show it, makes it show better.
definitely.
Take the towels off the oven, off the dishwasher, covering up the appliances.
I know you pack stuff into the sink too. The soaps and
Yes,
thing.
you hide all your little sink goodies in the sink.
Yeah,
Fill the microwave up with the little knickknacks on the counters. You just want to make it look clean and open. Less
definitely.
clutter is the better.
So tell me about it. How important it is to use a professional or to have professional photography for all sorts of property, including low-priced homes as well. Like it does make a difference.
Yes. No matter the value of the house, you could go into $1 million house with your cell phone, and I could make a $200,000 house look better than you will with that cell phone on a pre-staged, well lit, new construction $1 million home. It's just a night and day difference. You can tell which one is done by a cell phone or done by a realtor. Because one, they're either in the mirror holding the phone up because they can't get away from it.
Oh yeah, those pictures. I love those. Or they have the dog in it or someone else walking in it, reaching.
It's just little things that you could tell from someone that's doing it to make the house look best as possible.
Correct.
Like you won't see trash cans in my pictures. You won't see the toilet seat lit up. It's just little stupid things like that. Just some people catch it and don't like it. Some don't care. So
I think it's vitally important for what you do is as a professional, when you come into a home, you already scanning for things that are going to be out of place and do not belong there. And I've noticed that all the time when we go to photo shoots together and you go around and you move things around, you turn the lights on while you're doing your initial walk around, you're already moving things around that don't belong in the picture. So you know which angle you're going to shoot from. And oh, that's a trash bin. Let's shove it behind the desk so it won't be visible on the picture, instead
yes,
of behind the desk or something like that. I've seen that many cases. Trash bins in the kitchens go in the pantry right away that are out, so you can't see a trash bin. Soaps in the sink and all sorts of small stuff moved away. Make sure it's clean, no clutter, no paperwork, nothing on the countertops. That's really important. And I think that brings such value for me as a realtor that you do that I don't have to think about these things. I have plenty of things to think about when I'm there. I'm usually talking with the sellers that are there. I am entertaining them while we're doing a photo shoot. It's usually dragged out. It's a couple hours long. So they need a little conversation buddy while we're there. So I'm that person. I have to be doing that. And you're doing your thing as in making the place look great for the photos and then the videos to come after you. So we have a few more quick minutes here and I could ask a few more questions. Do you notice any new trends that are coming in the real estate market here in Florida that affect the photography or within the photography business?
I think floor plans have increased for me. The 3D tour that got real big at COVID and is stuck around, especially now since a lot of buyers are coming from out of state, aren't ever stepping footing in the house. Beyond that, I haven't seen anything new.
I mean, I know you don't really do the videography, but I'm sure you've seen the uptick in that in certain aspects of the business.
Yeah, I don't do it. Never learned about it, and now I just don't have the time to learn about it. That is definitely its own section. You're either really good at it or you're not. The videos are the ones I've seen from local people around here. They're very good. Not every house would say would warrant a video, but it's definitely coming more and more.
Yeah. So floor plans, 3D tours, videos, basically you see these trends coming into the photography. It's not just stills inside, outside, and then it was aerials added on to that level. And now we're adding on floor plans and 3D tours. And we're going into soon is going to be a virtual reality walkthrough. I'm pretty sure you're going to put the headset on. You're going to figure out how to do the actual 3D tour with a virtual headset.
Well,
And
the virtual 3D tour, you can put a headset on and walk through the house that way.
oh, wow, I didn't even
Do
know
it
that.
on your computer and don't you have the goggles.
That is really cool. So one last question. What advice would you give to realtors who want to maximize the visual appeal of their listings?
Definitely hire a photographer. My opinion, it's not just going to help you sell your place, sell your listing. It's going to ensure the next person to hire you. I've always wondered if I'm going to sell my house and the realtor comes in with his cell phone and takes pictures, do they really care? Are they motivated to sell it? Versus if you have someone come in with all the camera gear, the videos, the drones, and yes, it's going to cost them a little bit, and they sell your house 30 days faster or whatever, it definitely will attract more clients, I think.
Okay, from talking personal experience, I'm 100% sure. It will attract more clients. It's your business card, basically. So
Yes.
it's what you show. Is like, these are my listings. Look at these pictures. This is what my photographer takes. He's on my team. This is my videographer. He does these videos. Look at these videos. Are you satisfied? Do you like this? Try pointing to another agent that has that. So it's always stacking up on what you offer. I think it's always under promise, over deliver. And that's one of the mottos I love to live by. It's like, hey, I could probably do this and then come back and do this, make it even better. Well, thank you, Lucas, for joining us today and sharing your experience. We're excited to see more of your stunning real estate photography and hear more about your journey in the future episodes. Thanks, Lucas. It was a pleasure having you. And I want to have you some more times, maybe down the line when new things come up.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, where we've unveiled the mysteries of real estate together. Remember, in this kingdom of possibilities, every dream home is just a discussion away. I can help your real estate dreams come true. Just call me at 786-449-7518. Until our next roundtable, may your ventures be prosperous and your homes be filled with love and joy. Farewell, fellow knights of real estate.